This video is brought to you by the award-winning prop firm, Fidelcrest. All right, folks, here we are on Trading Up. We've got Paladin in the house. We've done a fantastic, and you trust me, you've got to go and check this out, interview on the channel, link under the video here. It's a podcast, goes for about an hour. Welcome back to the show, Paladin.
Thanks for having me again.
Now, folks, we're going to go through his final trade of 2022. This was so in this year, this trade sort of made up part of the growth you've had, where Paladin managed to make over 250K worth of profit withdrawals, should I say, from funded trading challenges. So let's have a look at what you do on a price chart.
Okay, so let's look at this trade idea.
Fidelcrest is an award-winning prop firm that funds traders with up to $2 million and offers generous profit splits up to 90%. So what sets Fidelcrest apart? Well, it's their verification stage payouts of up to 30K in as little as 15 days. So you can receive your first payout prior to becoming a fully funded trader. Just complete the challenge phase and verification stage without violating any rules to receive your first payout. And be sure to use promo code TradingNut, all one word, to get 10% off your next challenge. Click the link in the description below or the card above to find out more.
So for GU, so the entire month of December, price action wasn't really the best. As we can see here, we had consolidation. So it was very hard to find some trade setups in December compared to the rest of the year, because the rest of the year, it was a very clean, as we can see, we had expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, whereas in December, we're just consolidating. So this trade, what I was looking at was so this was my last trading day. My first trade idea was, as we can see, we have a trend line here. And as ICT traders or smart money concept traders, what we look for is liquidity. And we had these equal highs in here. And retail traders would place their stop loss above this high. There's equal highs. There's a trend line. So at that point, what happens is price starts to reject and price creates a liquidity grab. Comes to that liquidity, the equal highs liquidity, the trend line liquidity, and it created a breaker block to the downside. So now I had the bias that we are bearish, not just because of this, but also on EU. What I was looking at was, so we start at the daily, always the higher time frame backing up the lower time frame. So start the daily, we see that price came, grabbed this high, took the liquidity above this high, came to this order block, daily order block, and I was looking at some type of rejection at this area to see if we can see some bearishness. Then on the 4 hour, I saw this bearish trend line, and under trend lines, we know that there is liquidity. So on GU, that's where I had the bias that we were bearish as well. So I was looking for sells. The moment we grab liquidity here, my first sell setup for that day was actually this bearish 4 hour order block. And if you go on the lower time frame, like I mentioned, we need lower time frame entries, 1 hour or 15 minute. I saw this 15-minute order block. So I entered right here. I entered here, placed my stop loss for 1 to 2. And what happened was price at my stop loss. However, I noticed that we do have this 1 hour order block as well. And this could potentially just be a liquidity grab of this high coming to this order block. So I decided to place my stop loss above the high for around 20 pips for 1 to 2. And then I ended and it hit my TP at a 1 to 2. So for that day, I had a 1 loss in the morning, 1 win. But I ended with a 1% profit, because for this trade on my aggressive account, I risked 1%. So I lost 1%, but this trade I won 2%. So 2 minus 1 is 1%. And on my 400K funded account, that's 4K made in 1 day using a 50% accuracy and a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So this was like my last trading day. 50%, not bad because of my 1% profit, which is a lot on the funded account. So yeah, that's basically my last trade of the year.
Hey folks, ever wonder what broker I use? Well, I use Hanko Trade. It was a no-brainer because I was looking for a broker with good trading conditions and one that wouldn't restrict my leverage. Now, by joining Hanko Trade, I've also cut down my trading costs significantly with their super low commission of just $1 per 100K. You can learn more at hankotrade.com or just click the link I've put in the description. Brilliant. Well, look, that was a quick walkthrough, but it was a good walkthrough, and really interesting to hear how this whole thing plays out around the funded accounts and how much you're actually able to generate through losing one and winning one trade. It was only 2R that you're going for, right? With a 50% win rate. So, folks, to find out more about what Paladin does, then check out the podcast that we shot before this. It is absolutely fantastic. We're 200 odd episodes into the Trading Nut show here, and there was 4 or 5 different things in this podcast that I hadn't heard of before. So well worth checking out. Also, where can people find out more from you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Life of Paladin. That's a good place you can find me at.
Brilliant. Well, folks, whilst you're clicking around there, all those links will be underneath this video. Click on that subscribe, hit that like button, and click on that notifications bell, and we'll see you in the next video.